हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सबको कंप्लीट गाइड टू जीपैट के दूसरे पार्ट में। यहाँ पे हम लोग जीपैट और नाइपर एस्पिरेंट्स के जितने भी सारे डाउट्स हैं उसको क्लियर कर रहे हैं, ऑल थैंक्स टू हीरल जोशी। तो अब वो कौन है और वो क्या करती है और वो क्या क्या डाउट क्लियर कर रही है, वो अगर आपको जानना है पहले से तो फिर आपको पहला पार्ट देखना पड़ेगा जो कि डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिया हुआ है, या फिर आप आई बटन में जाके भी देख सकते हो। नाउ बैक टू द वीडियो।
Elaboration on test, as I mentioned, please give weekly test, topic test. If you have joined any classes, then you will be obviously getting any weekly test or mock test from the classes or subject test. So that will be sorted. Please give that. Even if you're not prepared, give it on the basis of the lectures you have attended. Because when you give test, you will actually know that how much you've learned and retained. If you won't give test, then don't fear of test. See, sometimes I know getting low marks can be demotivating, but take it as a motivating point that, oh my god, I scored so low. Next time I'll study better and score more. So please don't skip any test. And for students who don't have not joined any classes, there are a lot of websites on the net that can provide you MCQ practice. You can refer to the last year papers for practice. They are available on the net and for free. And apart from that, you can also refer to books like Pearson for GPAT and NM Inamdar and Amit Verma for NIPER. So this is all about the test. How important are previous year's papers? Okay, this question. See, I am not the right person to answer this question because I have not referred any previous year's question papers. Because of the reason that I had joined my classes, I had a lot of practice of tests in my classes. So for GPAT, I did not refer any previous year questions. So I am not sure how important it is. But if your concepts are thorough, I think it doesn't really matter that if you are referring to the previous. Just have a practice of the questions. And our questions repeated. I'm not sure about GPAT, but for NIPER, yes, I mean not repeated as in literal sense में repeated. Similar kind of questions on very similar lines they ask. Like if you know okay, they ask about the stability of carbocation. We know that tertiary is more stable than secondary, than primary. So okay, this year they ask about carbocation. Like in the next year they might ask the stability order of carboanion. So such kind of things is there. So do refer it from for NIPER because the books that I mentioned, NM Inamdar and Amit Verma, they have this like even if you refer one paper, you will get a gist of how the questions can be. So yeah, that will be useful. Then how many hours of study is required? Oh my god, this question has been repeated so many times. And see, to be honest, this is a very See, it depends from person to person. It really depends on person to person. For me, I might study. See, I'm a very moody person. So, for me, I might study for 5 hours on one day and I might study for 2 hours on another day. So, that's the scene. It really depends on person to person. But on an average, see, if you assume 10 to 4, that was my college timing. So, that much time is given to our colleges. Then after that, we can take a break of maybe 2 hours or something. So 10 to 4, then at 6 o'clock, you are free. So on an average, if you at least revise whatever you have studied in those 6 to 8, or even if you study for 6 to 7 and raat ko 1 ghanta, like after 9 to 10, you revise. So I guess 2 hours per day, or at least 1 hour. I know as a student it can be difficult. So at least 1 hour per day consistently till the day of exam. I think it's more than enough because after all you are studying that in college also. So that also counts in those studying hours. So yeah, on an average maybe 7 hours a day. But it completely varies from person to person. It's a very subjective question. Um, how to really study? I'm not very sure what you mean by this. Like, uh, how to really study, as in, like, if you are talking about the distractions, like if you are talking about the notification that pops up on your mobile, or you feel bored, or you feel like just getting away, like while reading, all those things happen, right? So, if you just keep your goal in the mind, I would say just keep your goal in the mind, because when you keep your goal in the mind, you'll automatically feel like, no, I think I should dedicate my efforts to my goal, because if I'll give up on my dreams, then what is left, right? So I guess that motivation factor will really help you to study. And if you're asking from the understanding point of view, like if there is a concept which you are not able to grasp from the book or from the lectures, then I would say that YouTube is a fantastic source of learning. Trust me on this, when you see those videos, it really helps you, pictorial memory comes into picture, and it will help you to recollect during the time of exams, or it will help you to understand the concepts better. So if firstly, of course, the books and the college lectures or the class lectures or whatever lectures you attend, that is what matters the most. But if not that, then definitely you can check out some sources from the net, or browse through the YouTube. You will get wonderful videos to understand it. Then how to study for NIPER once GPAT is cleared. So NIPER is all about time management. The only difference between GPAT and NIPER is that GPAT is all applicative. It's based on the understanding of your concepts, and NIPER is more memory based. It's true. I mean, it's sorry to say this, but yeah, it's true. So GPAT may you have 120 questions in 3 hours. NIPER may you have 200 questions in 2 hours. So, and those are very direct questions, very direct. As I said, stability order of Cabo Cation, or where is the National Museum located at Delhi, Agra, and they might give some. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. So there's such kind of thing in NIPER. So it's very important that you brush up through your fundamentals. And for GPAT, it's more of concept and learning the fundamentals, because only when you know your fundamentals, you can apply those concepts and solve the questions. So that is, and in GPAT, since you have time, don't be in a hurry to solve the question really quick. Read the question properly, because sometimes even the word not can make a lot of difference. Like choose which of the following is this, or which of the following is not this. So that not can make a lot of difference. So I say that please read your questions thoroughly. And in NIPER, you need to be a little quick with solving your questions. And so that is the difference between GPAT and NIPER. After GPAT, just brush up on those all key points which are important for NIPER. So as I mentioned in the book of Amit Verma, the whole theory section, if you read it through once, even once, अच्छे से, your NIPER is sorted. मतलब, I not very much like, but that's a really helpful book, because if you see the syllabus of NIPER, the points it covers, all of those points are mentioned in that book. So it kind of covers everything. But if you want, then you can still brush up the those weaker areas of biotech, or because microbiome, because we study that in second year, and then we are supposed to again recollect those topics in the fourth year. So you can read those topics once. But yeah, if you just go through the key points, then I think that will be more than enough. And is there a gate for pharmacy as well? See, I'm not sure. Gate is for engineering people, but the pharma people can apply to gate too. And the gate scores are really, really important if you want to pursue MTech from the College of ICT. So there are programs, not many people know this, but there are programs in the Institute of ICT, the Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, which is at Matunga. So there are MTech courses which give admission to pharma people in the MTech programs based on the GATE score. So yes, you can apply for GATE, but I haven't given the GATE exam, so I don't really know what kind of questions they ask in it. But surely the pharmacy people can apply for the GATE exam that the engineering people also give. There is no GATE for pharma, alag se for pharma people as such, as far as I know. But you can still take confirmation from other people who are more experienced than me in this respect. What kind of questions are asked in OC? See, in GPAT, OC is not really given any importance at all. I don't think my question paper had even a single question of OC in GPAT. But definitely it had questions of OC in NIPER. OC is important for from NIPER point of view. OC may the name reactions which we usually learn, like beer vinegar reaction and all important have do at least go through once ki this say oxidation hota hai and we get these products. This you don't need to know the mechanism very thoroughly. Some mechanisms are again important like Cannizzaro and all, but those are like the reactions that we have studied at some point or the other. And if you revise it even once, I think the more you practice, the more you will retain. So do go through the name reactions and the ones that not very high tech, but the ones that we have studied in our curriculum. I think that or the ones that are mentioned in those books which I mentioned will be sufficient. And as I said, the stability order of carbocation, carbon, those questions will be covered in OC. So that was about OC, nothing more. At MEC, I have not seen a nomenclature question till now, but yeah, I think that's all about OC. Heterocycles, you can focus on heterocycles. There were not even a single question of pericyclic reactions in my paper. For NIPER, all this I'm talking with regards to NIPER. GPAT did not have any question of OC as far as I remember right now. But yeah, I think it did not have. So for NIPER, OC is important. And it has very basic concept like what is inductive effect, electromagnetic effect, stereochemistry. Stereochemistry is important. Please don't ignore it. Then regioselectivity, chemoselectivity, all those topics of OC, they are mentioned well in those books. Even if you cover those from the books, it will be sufficient. The books that I mentioned for NIPER preparation. So so that will give you a quick revision of OC, but you can also refer to your college notes and other notes that you've made during the course for revision of OC. Yeah. So my preparation strategy, as I mentioned earlier, there is no specific strategy as such. Just divide your week. Monday, Tuesday, covered some topics. Revise those topics on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, study new topics. Revise them on Saturday, and Sunday keep for test. So you are also studying 4 days for studying new topics, 2 days for revision, 1 day for test. And after the test, make sure you analyze it. Books you referred. Oh my God. This question, it's a really vast question if I'm not sure if I should cover it right now. I'll tell you the books that I referred for 5 main core subjects that are really, really important for GPAT. Like if you focus on these 5 subjects, your 80% of the GPAT paper will be sorted. Pharmacognosy, starting with. For pharmacognosy, you can refer to Kokate. So Kokate is the only book that I've referred for pharmacognosy. It covers everything. Don't end up studying for GPAT, the microscopy, macroscopy, everything. See, cognostically, what you do, the starting ka table is there now. Study that thoroughly. Study the biological source, chemical constituent uses. इतना भी पढ़ोगे बहुत हो जाएगा. It will cover everything. And what else for cognosy? Yeah, there's a YouTube video. I'll tell you. Just let me admit this. Yeah, there's a YouTube video that covers the microscopy, and that person has made mnemonics for every class, like for types of stomata. There are so many types of stomata, right? There are so many examples for it, and that person has made a mnemonic to remember all of that. So I don't really remember the name. I guess it's Pharma Notes. Yeah, types of stomata by Pharma Notes, or maybe GPAT Notes. There's a YouTube channel like this, wonderfully explained, beautiful mnemonics. You will remember everything for a lifetime. So do refer that for the microscopy, and for rest, Kokate is more than enough. Even the classification table will cover everything. So cognosy done. Analysis. For analysis titrations ke liye, I have referred Kasture book. I'm not sure how many of you all know it. It's a very simple, small book, and it covers all the types of titration, maybe acid base, oxidation, reduction, everything it has in a very much understandable manner. Even if you read it once, you'll understand it. So do titration from Kasture. Spectroscopy depends from university to university. Like I studied the spectroscopy ka instrumentation part from Beckett. For the rules and the like Beer-Lambert's law, deviations and everything, I studied from Supriya Mahajan. I study the fluorescence spectrum. See, the main is UV spectroscopy that you refer from Beckett. Then uske principles and all you refer from Supriya. Then there are other type of spectroscopy like fluorescence, this, that. So those are not very much like just like so if you study that from Supriya Mahajan, that will work. For IR spectroscopy, it's a very, very important topic for GPAT and hyper. Studied from Skook. Like that's the I've tried a lot of books, but I feel Skook is the best book for IR that I've ever found until now. I've done a lot of experimentation, so I think if I tell you this, it will save a lot of your time. So I feel Skook is the best book for IR spectroscopy. For mass and NMR, now there's nothing like Pavia. See, now if you are in third year, if you take up the book of Pavia, when I was in second year, I took Pavia in my hands and I could not understand anything. But when I was in my fourth year, I listened to my college lectures and then I went through Pavia. It was like a cakewalk. Like I was just going through what my teacher was saying. Okay, so this is good, this is good. So that book is really sorted, but provided that you know the concept, like if you have listened to the lecture once or if you have, you know, even if you start reading it without any reference or knowing the concept beforehand, it will be all right. But I think having some idea before reading that book will make a difference. So that were the books for, and again for chromatography, I've purely referred to Priya Mahajan for some topics that it did not have. For that, I've referred to my college PPTs. So cognosy analysis done, Sutix, Lackman, purely Lackman, and the college PPTs, they were sufficient for me. And also my classes material. And for so Sutix, analysis, cognosy, Cology, KD Tripathi, KD Tripathi is like everything for Cology. So I think that will be more than enough. And what is left? Farm Chem, yes, the most important subject, Farm Chem. If I say FOE, I guess that will scare you all because I know how vast FOE can be and reading FOE will take up a lot of your time. So maybe you can see, as I said, for the first reading, you can refer to FOE or see for some topics FOE is really good, but for some topics Wilson is equally good, like for drug metabolism, anti-malarials. For these topics or anti-hyperlipidemics, for these topics, best is Wilson. But for antifungals, antivirals, anti-cancer, FOE is good, but it is too vast to be completed. अगर वही पढ़ते रह गए तो फिर वही पढ़ते रह जाएंगे end तक. So maybe you can refer to shorter PPTs that your college might provide or shorter form of notes which you can find on the net. Like I'll mention about the sources in the end which were useful to me. Like there are questions I had, so I'll mention that. But yeah, for farm chem, I guess more than the content you read, the quality of content that you read matters. Even if there's some clear and concise notes which you read, then I think you're sorted instead of reading those 500 pages. So that worked for me. It again might differ from person to person. This is my point of view. Someone else's might be different. Core area to be focused in case of NIPER exam, Cology and Sutix for NIPER exam. These be okay. So for NIPER now, the number of subjects to be focused on increases a lot. Like for GPAT, 5 main subjects are really, really important. That will cover the 80 to 90% of your paper. Analysis, Sutix, Cology, Cognosy and Farm Chem. Farm Chem पे भी hardly एक आधा 2 question आ जाता है, वो भी metabolism पे आया था, but not much. But in case of NIPER exam, main focus goes on Cology, biotech, yes. And what else? Yeah, Sutix remains constant throughout. Even 5 farm up to a little extent. Because 5 farm and Sutix go hand in hand. We might not know while studying rheology or micromeritics that this is the same concept applied in Sutix ka suspensions. So yes, 5 farm is also important. Rest all microbio, not much. Like in our exam, not many questions were asked on it. Not even a single question was asked on it. And cognosy, yes, please focus on cognosy. You see, for cognosy, some people really don't like studying cognosy. But I would say that even if you study that classification which is present in COCATE at the beginning of every chapter, उतना भी पढ़ लोगे, cognosy will be sorted. Don't worry much because you know the best thing about COCATE का classification table is that it also has that sub classification like for indole alkaloids. There are these many drugs. For quinazoline alkaloids, there are these many drugs. So that will help. So even if you do that, NIPER will be sorted. So that's the thing. NIPER में the main areas are ecology, OC. OC is also important for NIPER. Analysis is important. The types of detectors, the types of light sources and all, everything is really, really important in case of NIPER. They do ask questions on these. So these were the 4 subjects to be focused on for NIPER. Schedule you followed, I've covered that. Revision strategy, I've covered that. 2 times a week revision should be done because I've tried and tested this. If you revise within 48 hours, trust me on this, you will tend to retain the things that you have read or learned for a longer time. This is like, I've tried and tested it. It works for me and I'm sure it will work for you too. So that's the revision strategy. How frequently MCQ solving must be done? At least once a week for one topic should be covered. See, initially now when you cover smaller topics, try solving those topics on Sunday. So like आज Sunday मैंने antivirus पढ़ लिया, or maybe this Sunday today I'll cover IR spectroscopy or something of that sort. So keep the frequency like that. But as you are covering major chunks at the month end, you can actually compile everything that you have studied and give a test. And again, as I mentioned, for test, if you have classes, then I think you can follow their pattern, or else you can go through the last year papers and give the test. Since I had my classes, I had not done this. And yeah, so I guess for test, you can follow that. How frequent MCQ solving is really important. See, the more you solve MCQs now, the more you'll know how much you actually know the concept. See, I might think I know, I've studied the chapter, but when you really solve questions, you'll know how much of it you have grasped. No? So I think asking questions is the best way to learn. So yeah, do solve questions. Is it important to join classes? Depends from person to person. It's not a compulsion for sure. I've seen a lot of people who have not joined classes and done really well. Classes, of course, they help you a lot. They help you to get where you want to reach, but it's not a compulsion. Don't worry if you haven't joined. But if you have joined, then it will, classes ka kaisa, like when they arrange lectures, then you will have to definitely attend it. So you know कि हाँ ये 2 घंटा तो पढ़ना ही है, तो इसमें तो मतलब पढ़ाई हो ही जाएगी. So that's the kind of thing the classes cover. And what happens is that what you cover in your colleges, when the classes repeat that, you are actually revising the same concept again. So, it makes a difference somewhere that the hours of your study increases, the number of times that you revise increases, and plus you get an add-on of test and everything. So that's one benefit of classes. It's okay if you don't see. At the end of the day, you have those KD Tripathi with you, you have Foe with you, you have Lackman with you. Ultimately, is the knowledge. If you get it from the books, you get it from the college, you get it from the classes, it really does not matter. As long as you have the knowledge, you are good to go.
तो यहीं पे ख़त्म होता है हमारे वीडियो का दूसरा पार्ट. अगर आपको तीसरा पार्ट देखना है तो फिर आप डिस्क्रिप्शन में जाके देख सकते हो, स्क्रीन में भी दिया हुआ है, या फिर आई बटन में जाके देख सकते हो. अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आए तो इसे ज़रूर लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए अपने दोस्तों के साथ और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए फार्मा गीक चैनल को. थैंक यू, बाय बाय.